everyone, I'm Sarah from Everyday Starlet, and today I'm doing my dance recital makeup tutorial. Now, dance recitals are not just for little kids anymore. Actually, I've been taking dance classes since college off and on, and I'm in my dance studio's recital every year. I actually MC it. I've done that for the last few years because of my stand-up comedy experience. It's a really fun time, and we actually have, I think, more adults that do it than we have kids, but there's actually people of all ages that dance. Some studios offer classes for adults, some don't, but I would definitely recommend checking out your local dance studio if you are of any age and of any dance level. Test out a class. It's great exercise. It's a lot of fun. And some studios have adults in the recital, some don't, but if you happen to find yourself in a situation where you're an adult and you're in a dance recital for the first time, or maybe you're a teen and you want to get away from like kiddie makeup and you want to get into a little bit more of a grown-up, sophisticated dance recital makeup look, I've actually created one using mostly drugstore products, not all. There's a few little high-end products that I just had to throw in here because I couldn't not recommend them. But for the most part, these are actually drugstore products that I'll be using on my face. So if you want a great dance recital, stage makeup, kind of makeup tutorial, then just keep watching. So I've already started with my base makeup. I'm actually going to be doing a video all in detail about how I do my base makeup coming up very soon. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss that. But I'll just go over some of the highlights of generally what I did and what I recommend. I recommend a good face primer because if you're going to be on stage, you're going to be sweating, you want to make sure your makeup is going to stay put all night, so you want a good primer. The primer I use is actually the Clinique Super Primer. To be honest, so far this is the only one that I've used that my skin actually really likes, but if you have a recommendation for a good primer that you like, just leave it in the comment section below. I also recommend that everybody has sort of in their makeup wardrobe like a really good full coverage foundation, and which one you choose depends a lot on your skin type and what you're going to be doing, but I highly recommend the Clinique Beyond Perfecting Foundation and Concealer. I've just started using this and I absolutely love it. It's full coverage and you can also use it as a concealer, but it's not heavy on the skin at all, so it just feels really nice and really light, but yet it's full coverage. If you really want a good concealer and you want to stick to a drugstore one, I would say the best one that I've tried and the one that it seems like everybody agrees is the best drugstore concealer is the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Eraser. I just dotted this under my eyes and I do a little bit sort of on blemishes in my T-zone, and then I just hit my face with some face powder just to set everything. My favorite is from Clinique. I also recommend bringing probably a pressed powder because they're easier to transport, bringing that along with you to your performance so that you can touch up any shine throughout the show before you go on stage. Okay, next I'm going to work on brows. Now, I love my Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz, don't get me wrong, but I'm trying to keep this kind of drugstore. So I'm actually going to use the eye pencil that I used for years before I discovered my Brow Wiz, and that's my Maybelline Expert Wear pencil. This is so old, I don't even know if they sell this anymore, but I think they probably do because Maybelline is pretty good about keeping their products around. I have heard there's actually a newer Maybelline eye pencil that is really great, so if you want to look into that, I would definitely look into that if you want to invest in a drugstore eye pencil, but if you want to go high-end, you can't beat the Brow Wiz, let me tell you. And I'm just going to go in, just shape up my brows. Here's the thing, I really like to go natural on my brows when I'm doing my regular makeup because my hair and my skin is so light that I don't like to, you know, have a really dark brow, but when you're doing stage makeup, you want everything to just be more intense. You can get away with going for something a little bit darker for everything, really. Think of stage makeup as just like regular makeup, but heightened. I tested out brow gels. I actually did a whole video about it. I'll link that below. This one, I liked. It's the Maybelline Brow Drama. I liked it, but it is just way too dark for me for every day. It does give you a nice, big, dramatic brow. So I decided, you know what, I have it. I might as well use it for the stage because it'll give me a darker, more dramatic look. I can kind of get some use out of it even though I don't get to use it every day. Kind of an unusual brush that like picks up a lot of little hairs. See, right now, normally I feel like I'm all eyebrows. Now I'm going to go on to face makeup, and I'm actually going to try this. For me, again, I'm trying to do more of a drugstore look for the most part, so I'm going to use my NYX. This is their High Definition Blush in Taupe, which is a great contour blush for people with fair skin. If you have a darker complexion, you can definitely try, I think you have a lot more options when you have a darker complexion on contour colors that look good on you. Whereas for someone like me or those of us with really fair skin, we have to be really careful with our contour colors. They can look really muddy or orangey very easily. So I'm just gonna kind of go in and define, and I'm gonna go in and blend this out. So if it's a little heavy, don't worry. We're not going for natural, we're going for dramatic, because this is our stage makeup look. You wanna know where the perfect place to put your contour is? Suck in your cheeks. It's right in there. Right in, yeah, that looks great. Right in the hollows underneath your cheeks. And for blush, I'm gonna do something a little bit more intense than I normally do. I'm gonna actually go with my Milani blush. I love Milani blushes. This one is a little bit too bright for me for every day. I'm gonna go into my Milani Bella Rosa. This is a very bright shade, but I figure for the stage you want it to show up, but I'm still gonna go very light. I'm using my Real Techniques brush, and I'm gonna go in very light. And you always wanna start lighter, because you can always build up, but it's harder to take away. And I like to go in with a big fluffy brush. Any kind of big fluffy brush will do, and just kind of blend it all together, because you don't wanna have like really harsh lines. Next, we're gonna do an eye makeup trick that I have just started using. I used this in my recent Selena Gomez video. Just take a piece of tape and you want to line it up with your lower lash line and the edge of your brow. Careful, you don't want to poke yourself in the eye. And this is going to keep your eye makeup from just sort of getting all over the place. And it looks hot. Now, going in with what I use as an eye primer, it's actually the Maybelline Color Tattoo eyeshadow. It's not technically an eye primer, but I really like to use it as one because I just feel like it's really great for setting the makeup. I'm actually using the shade Too Cool. And I just like to go in with my fingers, and I'm going to go all over. I'm going to do a little bit on the inside as like a highlighter. Inside of the eye, all over the lid. I'm actually going to go all the way up to the brow bone. I'm just going to put this all over. This is stage makeup, so we want the drama. You want the drama in your makeup, you don't want the drama on stage. This is so creamy, and it sets your makeup so perfectly. It makes your eyeshadow, and any eyeshadow you put over it last. It's just, oh, I love Maybelline Color Tattoo shadows. To me, they're like one of the best drugstore makeup products you can find. Again, you want to get some in the inner corner of your eye. That gives you that kind of like big bright-eyed look. And to set that, I'm going to go all over it with kind of a white shimmery color. This is Milani's eyeshadow in Bella Diamond, which is a highlighter shimmer. Just going to go in with a big Real Techniques eyeshadow brush. And this just kind of sets it in place. Kind of go all over it. Now I'm going to go in with my L'Oreal Paris. I love the L'Oreal Color Riche eyeshadow kits. They're just perfect little kits where you usually get like 4 colors that all go really well together. I'm using Cookies and Cream. You probably could have, instead of the Milani Bella Diamond, you probably could have gone in with this sort of like white highlighter shade. Could have done it. I didn't. Not a big deal. I'm going to go in with kind of the shade right underneath the shiny one, which is kind of the darker of the 2 silvery gray shades. I'm kind of going, again, for like more of a gray smoky eye thing because I feel like it goes with a lot of costumes. If your costumes happen to be, you know, a certain color, you may want to use that color as a guide. But if you're doing a lot of costume changes, then you kind of want to stick with relatively neutral colors, at least stage makeup neutral colors, so that it kind of goes with everything that you're doing. And I'm just gonna go right in the crease, and you can go a little bit above the crease too. And then I'm gonna take the darkest, kind of almost black shade, and I'm gonna try to kind of make like a little bit of a V on your eye. Just like very on the outside and right in the crease. And the tape just kind of acts kind of almost like painter's tape, you know? When you peel it off, it's gonna give you a much sharper line. Now it's time to peel it off. Ooh. Now I'm gonna go in with the big kind of fluffy Real Techniques brush that I used before. And I'm just gonna kind of go in and just smooth out that line a little bit. Because as much as I want a line there, I don't want it to be that harsh. And I'm actually just going to kind of go in and just blend everything together. You don't want a lot of harsh lines. Now I'm going to go in with my eyeliner, and here's the thing. This is my sort of break from drugstore products, because if you want to do a wing, and especially if you're a beginner at doing a wing, I cannot recommend the Kat Von D Tattoo Liner enough. Like, this is the eyeliner to use. It's not that pricey as far as makeup goes. It's just more of a high end. Like, you're gonna have to go to a Sephora in order to get it. But you just want to, it's so much easier than any other eyeliner I've ever tried. There's like no other eyeliner that's gonna give you as perfect a flick as easily as this one. I went in and finished up my wings off camera because I need 2 hands to do them, so I can't hold my mirror compact and do the eyeliner at the same time. But when it comes to wings, feel free with this look to go as thick as you want. Because again, you're going for stage makeup, so the thicker the better. I went with kind of a medium-sized wing. Now for the lower lashes, I'm actually gonna go in with kind of this like liner brush that I have here. It's just very like pointy on the end, and then I'm gonna go back into my cookies and cream kit, which is just yum. It's making me hungry just thinking about it. And I'm gonna go in with the darkest black shade again, and I'm just gonna kind of go right under my lash line, just very gently. You could also use a nude or a white pencil on your waterline on the inside. That will actually make your eyes look even more open and pop even more. Optional, but it's a nice touch. Now for the sexy part, I'm gonna curl my eyelashes because this looks so hot. Now you can apply false eyelashes if you like. That's totally up to you. Personally, I don't like them. I don't have the time for them. I've had bad experiences with them in the past, so I'm actually going to use my very, very favorite, it's my favorite drugstore mascara, but it's kind of my favorite all-time mascara, I think, I'm going to say. I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm actually testing out mascaras for a future mascara review, so be sure you subscribe to stay tuned for that. The Maybelline Lash Sensational is, right now, it's, you know, unless I find one that I really love even better, I don't know, this might be the way to go. And I'm gonna apply a lot because we want to go for that like false lash look. And again, for stage, I mean, you never really want a lot of mascara clumps, but you know, if your mascara gets a little clumpy, it wouldn't be the end of the world, because clumpy mascara actually will make your lashes look thicker and fuller, and from the stage you're not going to be able to see that they're clumpy. It's just going to look like you've got massive lashes, which is what you want. And just hit your lower lashes a little bit. Now, I didn't actually put on a waterproof mascara right now because I forgot to grab my waterproof one, but to be honest, I mean, even though I don't really have any problems with this particular mascara smudging, you probably wanna, especially if you're gonna be performing a lot, want to invest in a good waterproof mascara. It'll just try to make sure that even if you're sweating or it happens to be humid, because I know a lot of dance recitals, you know, are in the summer when it's hot and humid, it's just a good thing to invest in. So if you have the option, use a waterproof mascara. Maybelline Lash Sensational comes in a great waterproof formula, and which I would have used except that I forgot. Now, instead of investing in a whole other highlighter, which there are amazing highlighters out there, so if you want to invest in a high-end highlighter, go for it, trust me, but I'm just gonna kind of save a little bit of money here because, again, this is just dance recital makeup. So I'm going to take a fan brush, but you don't have to use a fan brush. You can use a brush that you have, big, fluffy, anything like that. I'm going to go back in with my Milani Bella Diamond, and I'm just going to dust it on the tops of my cheeks. Pretty much anywhere that you want to highlight. On the bridge of your nose, a bit on your forehead, just in the center of your forehead, a little bit on your chin. You can even go right on your Cupid's bow there. Kind of like the center of your face and the tops of your cheeks. We already did under the brow bone, but you know, could always use some extra, right? And then as far as lips, you want to go bright, but you also want to go with dark, okay? So if you just go with something that's just bright, sometimes certain lights can cancel them out. In fact, I'll actually tell you a story. I was doing stand-up comedy, which I don't wear this much makeup for stand-up comedy, just to let you know. But it is on stage, and I actually remember very distinctly, I had on a very, very bright red nail polish. I noticed while I was standing under some of the lighting in the room, I don't know what it was they were using in their lighting, but I looked down at my nails and it looked like it was like a pale peach. So lights can play tricks on you. So you want to make sure your lipstick is bright and dark. And I can tell you from being on stage a lot, and sometimes when I do stand-up on stage, people have taken pictures of me and I've thought I had like a nice natural lip color on, and I'll see pictures on Facebook the next day and I'll be like, oh my god, I look so washed out because I wasn't wearing a dark enough lip color. Like, it looked perfect like in person, but it just did not look good on the stage. So you want to go with something dark. But you also want to go with long wearing, because the last thing you need when you're at a dance recital or any kind of performance is to be constantly worried about your lipstick, about it smudging, or about reapplying. Like, you just don't want to deal with it. So I recommend a kiss-proof lip color. And if you want to go with drugstore, and actually even if you don't want to go with drugstore, I'd still recommend this one. I'd recommend the Rimmel London Provocalips 16-Hour Kiss-Proof Lip Color. And I'm actually going to use the shade Play with Fire, because this is a red, but it's a dark red. It's not the bright red, which I really love. The Kiss Me You Fool, which is a little bit more of a warmer red. This is more of a cooler red. I have to be a little careful with these because this kind of a gloss applicator can be a little tricky with really dark lip colors. So you have to go really slow and take your time. You go slow and take your time now, but it's not going anywhere. If you take a little bit more time with this step, you don't have to worry about your lipstick the rest of the night. And now all you have to do is let this dry, which, you know, just a couple minutes. Go ahead, do other things. And then all you gotta do is just pop the lip gloss, which is on the other end, on it. And again, like I said, bring like a pressed powder with you for touch-ups for your shine and stuff like that throughout the night, but also bring this with you. You won't have to touch up the lip color, but you'll probably want to touch up this gloss throughout the night because this can feel a little drying. All you gotta do is just put on a little bit of gloss and you're good. And here's my look. A little bit too dramatic for every day, I have to admit. I probably wouldn't wear this out, definitely not during the daytime. Your features are gonna totally show up on stage and you're not gonna get washed out under any of the lighting. So if you enjoyed this makeup tutorial, then please give me a thumbs up. And if you are an adult or teen that is doing a dance recital and you want to tell me about how it went, or you want to talk about your experiences taking dance classes, please leave a comment in the comment section below. We can hang out one dancer to another, and make sure that you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of my future videos, and we can be YouTube friends and hang out. It'll be super fun. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you join me next time.